Well, we all live in an age these days where we share, tweet, there's a selfie for everything, and pretty much all of our lives are on social media for everyone to see, including current and potential employers. But in some cases, what we upload to the web ends up causing a lot more harm than good, and it could even cost you a potential job.
Hello, this is Lily. Could you please leave your name and details? I'll send the phone now.
Probably getting another tattoo.
Probably doing it by 10.
It's the shocking voicemail fail that stunned job seeker Lily.
Could you believe what you were hearing?
No. My heart was pounding. I was just in shock, really.
This is the first time that, to my recollection, that there's been any recording of such blatant discrimination.
Like most 25-year-olds, Lily's on social media. But she never thought posting innocent selfies and other pics would amount to career suicide.
The thing that really gets me is that she loved my resume. She really liked my resume. I could have been a possible candidate up for that job until she saw my photos on Facebook.
Hi, Lily. It's Michelle calling from SPS Health. I will give you a call back, or Alyssa will give you a call back tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.
Unfortunately for Michelle, she didn't hang up the phone properly. The following conversation between Michelle and a male colleague about Lily's Facebook photos was recorded on Lily's phone.
I'll send the phone now.
Probably getting another tattoo.
Probably doing it by 10.
Is it really like Facebook fault?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oof, that is very brutal. Steve Marshall from A Current Affair there with that story, and it turns out that's actually not a very uncommon situation at all. In fact, more than half of all Australian employers are checking the social media accounts of potential employees before hiring. So how can you ensure that your social media is pitch perfect? Well, we've got HR expert Karen Gately joining us for more. Karen, hello to you. Firstly, just how much does our personal image end up reflecting on our professional image?
Yeah, look, there's absolutely no doubt, that what you're doing online is creating perceptions of who you are. So, it impacts people's perceptions of your character, the person you are, whether or not, they perceive you as being someone who'd be great for their team. As we've just seen in that clip, there's a lot of judgment calls that are made when people observe activity online.
What exactly should we be thinking about before we post anything online? And I'm tipping first and foremost here, maybe have a think about how many drinks you've had before you press go.
Exactly. Again, you don't need to necessarily keep it totally, the clean version of yourself online, but you do need to think about what perceptions can it create. What are people going to think of my character? Am I going to be seen as somebody who is, likely to have good judgment skills, to be mature, critically to be ethical? If we look like we're not someone that can be trusted because of our online activity, clearly employers can be very quick to say no. Time to move on to the next candidate.
A lot of people might think, you can set up your account to be private. Is that always private, though, or is there a way that employers or other people may well be able to see what's going on?
Yeah, look, in my experience, the privacy settings don't do a great job, Keep in mind that regardless what your settings are, people can screenshot, they can share your posts, they can get a life of their own. And, I've certainly seen employers come across, online posts many, many years after the event, and it's still influenced their perceptions of that person. So, yeah, just because you think it's private doesn't mean it's going to stay that way, unfortunately.
Yeah, a lot of lessons to be learnt for a lot of people there, and something that's probably only going to become a bigger issue in the years to come. Karen, appreciate your time this morning.
Thanks for having me.